There's one right there.
Tyler.
Welcome to Junkyard Wars, the show where there's always a wrench in the works, as we challenge two teams of energetic engineers to make mad machines in just 10 hours.
And today they'll have to smash their way through to the next round by clearing this cluttered highway of crashed cars. To do that, they'll have to build fender-bending car dozers. Let's meet the teams who'll be plowing through the pileup.
In bright blue, the High Flyers are a team of top dogs from North Dakota.
Hi, I'm Ed, team captain of the High Flyers. My teammates are Rolf and Bob, who we affectionately call Oder.
The Gov and I got to know each other through his brother skydiving, and Rolf and I are neighbors at the lake.
The Gov is a leader and an organizer, and he's great with engines of all kinds. Oder has an amazing grasp of practical engineering, and I'm here to answer the hard questions.
We are the High Flyers.
And to help the High Flyers reach for the sky, it's expert Jerry Van Ordsel. He grew up on a farm and found his way around heavy machines at an early age. He then spent 32 years designing them for one of the biggest names in bulldozing.
The mellow yellow big shots were catapulted together when they decided to build a pumpkin-firing trebuchet.
Hi, my name's Joe. I'm a member of the Big Shots. My team members are Tom and Ivan.
Tom, Joe, and I last fall, we built a trebuchet, which was able to throw pumpkins about 500 feet.
We're from Portland, Oregon. Joe and I work together, and Ivan and I's children go to school together.
Our dads are gonna clean up the junkyard.
We're the Big Shots! Helping the Big Shots shoot for glory, expert Tim Glassford. He's a heavyweight in the world of heavy machinery. He designs massive military vehicles for the Canadian Army. Pretty righteous, eh?
It's a super-sized showdown.
All right. Big Shots! High Flyers! Welcome to the Junkyard. And for once, I can finally reveal that today's challenge is going to be a real pushover.
That's right, because we want you to build big, beautiful bulldozers. But these are no ordinary bulldozers.
No. We're talking about car dozers. We're talking about machines that can move jammed up traffic and clear a highway through to the semifinals. You've got 10 hours to build them from the time we start doing body work on that very unsuspecting Yugo over there. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready?
Yeah!
Well, team, we got quite a challenge ahead of us here, but we're the High Flyers. We can do this. Jerry, you're going to be our expert. Why don't we start getting some ideas on the board here?
The concept that we're looking at is get a vehicle similar to a 3/4 ton or a ton vehicle.
The High Flyers are banking on a basic bulldozer design. They'll look for a truck chassis, then hopefully replace the single rear axle with a beefed-up double axle. For them, it's all about traction, so they'll attempt to wrap their four-wheeled rear end with tank tracks. With a sturdy engine on the inside and a homemade plow on the outside, these High Flyers hope to stay firmly footed on the ground.
I'm thinking we're going to need something with wheels.
Okay.
And fairly big. I think a bulldozer blade is going to be too flat, so maybe like a big snowplow kind of arrangement.
Yeah,
okay. Kind of a big V shape to push it off to the side.
So we're looking
Tim, do you have any ideas?
I'd put the plow on the back.
Why do we want to put the blade in the back?
It's for the more power, lower gear ratio.
If a car comes up over the plow, this will protect the engine.
The Big Shots are shooting for strength, speed, and steering. They'll attempt to add an oversized engine to the biggest truck chassis they can find. Their plow design resembles a locomotive's cow catcher, but here's the twist. They want to attach their plow to the rear of their car dozer and drive in reverse. That's because reverse is the lowest and most powerful gear.
Let's start a list of what we need.
It would be a big truck chassis, the biggest you can find.
All right.
It'd be really nice if you could find a chassis with a motor in it that worked, you know, because we need some power.
Number 3, we're going to need the parts for the snowplow or the plate.
Some I-beam.
Yeah, okay, the I-beam.
Some heavy pipe.
Well, I think probably, you know, we've got enough to get started here. We're going to have a lot longer list as we get going, but let's get out there in the junkyard.
You guys know I'm ex-military, and I tend to be a perfectionist. I brought my own calculator, and we're going to do everything by the numbers.
You want to go work for the other team?
Okay. So, Will, if it works, it's perfect, okay?
You know, it's a dangerous place out there, you guys. Are you ready for it? Let's go, okay?
All right.
Let's go.
Hey!
Send them off.
Captain Ed Schaefer is the former governor of North Dakota.
I know, it's amazing. We're moving up in the world.
And the great thing is he's over there making promises. We're going to win. We're going to do it in fewer than 10 hours. And you're getting yourself a refund.
And he's walking around shaking everyone's hand. Ed Schaefer, good to meet you, good to meet you.
So what do you know about the big shots? They're from Oregon.
I know they're from Oregon, and I know their governor's not here.
What's up?
Hey, just keep an eye for the North Dakotans. You know, they seem like really nice people, but I just don't know.
Ivan's warning aside, the teams are keeping both eyes out for the crucial parts they'll need to get the job done.
Okay, high flyers. Now, we were wondering, what do you guys call Ed? I mean, like your governorship, big guy, top dog?
Oh, to his face or behind him?
Well, either way.
Am I supposed to bow, or how do you, like, how do
Well,
I
you know,
approach
we'll see how
this?
it goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
do I
you know.
call you your worship,
Well,
governor,
you know,
or?
people call me Ed. That works out pretty good.
Okay.
Look what we got here. Looks like we found a military type vehicle here. Big tires, big chassis.
Big shots in the yard.
Hey, Karen. Hey.
How you doing? What do you think of the challenge?
I think we found a really ideal vehicle here.
It's 4-wheel drive, got a low range, already got really big wheels and tires on it. It's exactly what we're going for.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Hey, Bob, this is Rolf. Let's come and take a look at this Winnebago. Got a V8 and a long frame.
Come in.
Yeah, it looks good. Maybe you ought to be bringing it in.
It's game on as the big shots and the high flyers go head-to-head in the heap. But who'll collect the crucial car dozer kit? Keep watching. The yellow-bibbed big shots, a bunch of trebucheters from Oregon, have bumped into a big enough chassis for their car dozer design. But will it budge?
Okay, hang on. Just a sec. Ah, it's gonna bend the bar. We gotta tow it out. So we need to find something that we can tow with.
It's a titanic tug of war. And it looks like Tom and Joe just aren't tough enough.
Big shots.
Yes.
Things are going okay?
Well, this chassis is being a little stubborn. We're still struggling with it. We need to get it back to the guys so they can start working on something.
The Big Shot's stubborn truck chassis is the backbone of their plan, but they'll need a monster engine to propel those oversized wheels. Since their challenge involves bulldozing crash cars in their path, the Big Shots plan on attaching a plow to the back end of their vehicle, which means they'll be driving in reverse. Lower gears might help, but it won't be easy controlling a larger-than-life car dozer by looking over your shoulder. What do you think of the high flyers?
Well, you know, they're a bunch of politicians. You know, a bunch of suits from North Dakota, South Dakota, one of those states. So, you know, we think we're pretty well equipped to take care of them and send them packing.
The blue-suited high flyers, whose fearless leader is none other than North Dakota's former governor, have their hands full with a busted-up Winnebago they hope they can salvage for their car dozer.
The body on it is so demolished, and it is completely filled with trash. It might be easier to get rid of some of the junk right here, I think.
Running mates Rolf and Bob know that all this RV needs is a little TLC. Just the thing when you're throwing out the kitchen sink or the kitchen stove.
Need a red sweater, Bob.
Hurry up, high flyers. Your build bay is quieter than a North Dakota snowdrift on a Sunday.
Watch those parts.
I know. Because it is just a virtual beehive of activity here. And as a politician, you're good at kind of putting a spin on things. So we've got nothing here, but what would be your spin?
Probably about through the first phase of our build. because we had several critical pieces out there on the list, and our scroungers out there have come in with a vehicle that I think is going to give us 4 or 5 things that are directly related to what we're going to build.
Nice spin. Let's talk about the actual design idea. What is it? Give me an idea.
Well, we're basically going to take a motorhome chassis, and we're going to make somewhat of a half track out of it.
The High Flyers are breaking down their Winnebago to the bare essentials. They'll even rip off the rear axle and replace it with a double axle. They hope to wrap those rear wheels with tank tracks. Unlike regular tires that only put a few inches of rubber on the road, tank tracks increase the amount of surface area grinding against the ground. But if their tires don't fit perfectly, their tracks will slip off and the High Flyers could make a crash landing. The big shots are at a big loss. Tom and Joe still haven't moved their enormous military chassis more than a few feet.
The grass isn't any greener on the other side of the yard. The High Flyers can't get their Winnebago out of gear and into the workshop.
Let me see if the brakes are on, Bob. Where's the release on that thing?
Hey, do you guys think you're going to need extra help out there or what?
At times like these, the rules allow for a little help from your friends.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
And the thing isn't in park.
Oh, it's...
All right, here we go. Turn the other way. No.
I don't think we can be able to go through the archway here.
The High Flyers camper is just too tall to park in their bay, so they'll have to trim the fat to make it fit.
Uh-oh. Watch it. Don't let it.
It's free.
Okay, gotta go up here, over here.
Yeah.
All right, we're in.
Like, even if we get a good bump, it should get around.
Jumpin' Joe is at the wheel, and the big shots are about to find out how haste makes waste.
No brakes. Hey, come on there. That's not mine.
Style and grace.
Oh,
Style and grace.
Or the lack of.
After 3 wasted hours of all towing and no building, both teams are drastically behind schedule, and Captain Ed is about to really make Rolf sweat.
Any luck on the tracks? We need some track.
We're not on track. Well, find us some tires then, and when you're looking for tires, find the track.
You're being hard to please.
The first tracked bulldozer was invented by American engineer Benjamin Holt almost 100 years ago.
After watching it move, a photographer said, "She crawls along like a caterpillar." Holt loved the description and named his company after it.
Bulldozers remain the backbone of the building business, and they are known for their ability to push through any obstacle.
Today's judge is just as pushy. He's a mechanical design engineer who loves to build big machines, including a 7,200-pound pulling tractor.
He's also a national pie-eating champion. He's Russ Angold.
Whoa, pretty good. Whoa. Got a bit of a rocking chair going here. Yeah, we spare no expense. So, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Let's take a look at our two designs. Let's start with the High Flyers right now.
Yeah, the High Flyers are going with a track-type vehicle with a plow blade in the front. They got a lot of work cut out for them because they actually have to mount another axle on their vehicle and get the tracks all lined up and make sure they don't pop off when they're trying to push these cars out of the way.
What about the big shots with Ivan, Joe, and Tom?
Yeah, the big shots. Now their vehicle, wow, that's a big old military vehicle, and I think they're going for the more high-speed approach and attacking the cars.
I wonder if it's not dangerous that the big shots are going to have a lot more speed when trying to push these cars out of the way.
It's all good fun.
The High Flyers are finding some of the parts they need, and it's giving them a false sense of security.
I have found a very heavy steel cylinder. It looks like we could use it for the plow, I think.
Only certain sized wheels will fit those tank tracks, and so far, they've only found one of them. And this extra axle is completely useless without those bigger wheels.
Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
So Captain Ed wants his scroungers to get serious.
We're gonna have to work faster. More wheels, more wheels.
The big shots have stumbled across some massive metal plates that they might be able to use for their plow.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
Don't overlook the obvious.
See if something's laying right in front of your face, maybe you're not seeing it.
I'm looking.
Ed knows things look bleak, but here comes the ex-governor's latest public relations spin.
Okay, Ed, how are things going?
Things are good. Things are good.
You have about 90 things left to do.
Yes, unfortunately, we do. And we still have some critical parts to find as well. But we're very confident that once we get the parts, it's going to come together pretty quickly.
And out in the junkyard, Tom has unearthed a powerful-looking motor for the Big Shots car dozer.
Say it's a V8 manual transmission. Most of the ignition system seems to be intact.
The extra heavy engine appears to be in working order, at least for the time being.
Okay, let's bring it in, see what, it's got a lot of potential.
Well, bringing it in sounds easy, but this engine is so heavy, it drives Joe to take drastic measures.
You help. Oh!
Frustration is setting in.
Oh. It's not our day for bringing stuff into the work area.
It's no walk in the park for Rolf either. The size of the yard and the hot sun are beginning to take their toll.
The captain to Scrounger number 2, are you there?
I'm coming in for some water.
Why don't you bring a couple of wheels
And a chain with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Want some more water? Got enough?
There are no tires out there. To all the wannabe junkyard warriors and future junkyard warriors, this isn't about the 47 minutes you see on TV. This is 10 hours in the hot California sun, and it is hot. Hot and tiring.
Teams, this is no time to be dozing off. You have 6 hours remaining. 6 hours!
Tell me about this truck.
Well, we had a little bit of problem, I think Joe and Tom did, just because it was kind of stuck in. I don't know if you saw Joe bringing it in, but he got a little overexcited, and he rearranged one of the welders, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oops. That's okay.
Well, that's why you take the imprint of his credit card beforehand, right?
Now, they have a governor over there. What do you
Hey,
think
you know,
of
but
that?
I'll tell you what, when Tom was in college, he was like the secretary of treasury of his sorority or fraternity or whatever, so I think it's equivalent.
Sorority?
And let's, I don't want to be depreciating or anything, but North Dakota, half his family voted for him and he was elected.
I hear ya.
Everybody takes a turn in the state. I don't know.
Let's hope Big Shot Joe has a big enough credit limit to satisfy his appetite for destruction.
Why does it keep flipping over like that?
I don't know, it's top heavy.
By the looks of that oil spill, the Big Shots will be paying the price for Joe's impatience.
How's it going, Joe? You look tired.
We busted the distributor cap, we dented up one of the valve covers, and we broke the fuel pump.
It looks like Joe has shot down the Big Shots' chance at building their car dozer in time.
Our two teams are pushing on, but is there an insurmountable obstacle ahead? Stick around and find out. Oh, that's my spleen. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Welcome back to Junkyard Wars, where our two teams of tinkerers are trying to make car dozers from crud in just 10 hours.
The cobalt-covered head honchos of North Dakota, the High Flyers, are converting their camper into a car dozer. But Scavenger Rolf still needs to find the right-sized tires to fit inside their tank track.
Across the way, the yellow-bellied Big Shots are straightening out their truck chassis as they prepare to mount their mangled motor.
Hey, the bad news looks like that puddle of oil underneath our engine's a lot bigger than it was when we originally parked it there.
Jed Clampett, I think we struck oil. Wow! I saw you dragging this, literally like a body through the junkyard.
Yeah.
What happened?
I got a little impatient and I just gave up and dragged it in here, and this is the result.
You broke something.
I broke something.
And the more time they talk about it, the less time they have to fix it.
Right there, you can see what the...
Yeah, you can see seam. Okay, we're on a chain now.
Attention teams, time is pushing along here. This is your 5-hour time check. 5 hours remaining.
We only need 2, come on.
Ivan's kidding himself if he thinks he can clean up Joe's mess that quickly.
The high flyers may be cranking along, but Bob's beginning to look beat.
And if Rolf doesn't find tires that are of the right size and tread, their tank tracks will be useless.
You know, the big deal is we need the tread.
So Ed is going to have to make some diplomatic decisions about Rolf's long-suffering search.
Well, I think we need a little conference about how much time we're going to spend looking for this stuff.
We have a very short time left.
Oh, man.
Last.
Can you give me a half hour?
Get the hubs and the axles going.
What?
Give me a half hour.
Yeah, okay. All right, you going to take a rest?
No, to go and look.
The pressure's on, but Rolf continues to search in circle.
And over on the yellow side, Joe is surrounded by the sounds of sarcasm.
Look at that, Joe. Rocker cover's like brand new. Nobody will ever know you dropped the engine on it. And I promise I won't tell anybody.
I know, I just don't think we're appreciated by it, It's
you know.
out here working, the hot sun, bring the parts in.
Bring them an 80-pound tire and they say, go find the roller chain.
Yeah, it's
thankless work.
The big shots are still missing some big parts, and Tom's on the job.
How you doing out there?
Oh, fighting getting this radiator out.
At least Tom can always count on Joe's delicate touch.
There we go.
Good.
Did it get busted off in the wild ride?
You make one mistake.
I know,
Hey, one mistake.
You bust up an engine.
One mistake.
Well, first you bust up a welder running in here 500 miles an hour.
Hey, there's no brakes.
Rolf refuses to resign, and his leap of faith pays off.
All right, guys, we have our tires.
You got all tires? Got the tires. Woo! Thank you all.
There's precious little time remaining.
Good. Perfect. Okay.
And both teams are way behind. Even Spin Dr. Ed can't see the bright side of this story. What is left to be done?
Well, we have this critical piece, which is the drivetrain for our vehicle. As you can see, we're not very far. It looks like it's maybe
train wreck,
1/4 done. Yeah, it is.
The high flyers' to-do list just keeps growing. Now they have to turn a big round pipe into a powerful plow.
Yeah, we're going to have to make 2 cuts on this thing.
And as Ivan struggles to finish the big shot's back-end cow catcher, Joe tries to make up for his earlier errors.
Want to make some noise?
Oh, headers.
Headers, right on.
That should help the horsepower a little bit, huh, Tim?
Oh, yeah. More power.
More power, more power.
More power.
And while the big shots go for more power, the high flyers aim for precision.
Those special tires Rolf found might fit their tank tracks, but they won't fit their axles. So they've got to piece together homemade wheel hubs.
Critical measure, we got to put that thing and get her sitting right in the center. Okay. There, now if nobody moves it, we'll be set.
We've got 1 axle complete.
Well, now, Ivan, you're smiling. Is your team happy? You are the captain. You're pretty much responsible for all these guys.
I feel like a den mother, but we spend a lot of time watching Gilligan's Island to kind of get us ready for this. So I
How
kind
does
of
that help?
Well, look at them. Look at all the stuff they built. I mean, it was great. The improvisation.
Time is flying by.
May I ask for your vote on Election Day? And if you vote for me, I'll guarantee you 3 hours. 3 more hours.
We need 4.
They may be short on time, but after he's trashed an engine and a welder, the big shots should think twice before letting Joe loose with a hammer.
How you looking down there, Joe?
Oh, this ain't happening, guys.
Now Joe's creating some confusion about how to fit their fat motor.
Is it going to go over far enough to line up with it? You're hitting on something right now. Option number 2 is take the transfer case off and just run with 1 transfer case. We need to have a little conference and bring Tim in here and talk about how we're going to hook up.
As the sun sets in the junkyard, Tyler, we have still not heard the big shot's engine.
No, and you probably won't hear it till like the end of the day. They'll be like, oh, we should probably start this thing.
They still have their smiles. Ivan is a smiley, happy guy. However, the high flyers are looking pretty tired.
Yeah, they're flying pretty low at the moment.
But yeah, I mean, it is brutal. I mean, I know I can barely sometimes sustain enough energy to go get my water bottle from my trailer.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Oh,
yes,
right.
yes.
By the way, could you
get right on it? Big Shot's expert Tim is facing his team's drive shaft problem head on.
Oh, I see what they did.
And he's got a solution.
What's going to happen if we have that other U-joint in there, it's not going to be steady, and the whole thing will be like this, and it'll just go around like this.
What are you working on right here?
This is a constant velocity joint, and this is a U-joint. And when you stick the two together with one more U-joint on the end, it just goes wibble wobble, wibble wobble. And so we need to eliminate some of these joints.
The drive shaft sends power from the engine to the axles, which turn the wheels. Since the engine and its transmission are fixed to the vehicle's frame and the wheels need freedom to move, trucks are fitted with joints that keep the drive shaft turning while allowing it to be flexible. If you had too many joints in your drive shaft, the whole thing would begin to vibrate and snap apart.
The high flyers have yet another obstacle, making sure their wheels are perfectly aligned so their tank tracks stay snug.
They've got to be parallel all the way back, and they're loose on those shackle mounts.
I'll go back.
Okay, that's about it.
Okay.
Do you want to drop it a touch just so it doesn't rock back?
Welder in place.
This is looking great. This is going to work.
Ex-Governor Ed is so pleased with his party's performance, he's found time for some good old-fashioned mudslinging.
Hey, you mean you don't even have a motor in your thing?
Sure we do. Look at it. It's right there.
That's never going to work.
What are you talking about?
You got to hook it up to something.
Details, details.
The Big Shots are pruning their drive shaft before they hook it up to their still untested engine.
For sure.
Okay, so the engine, does it actually work?
You know, it's going to make noise. I know it is.
Well, how do you know? I mean, you haven't fired it up. You had to do all sorts of...
Yeah, we had a little leak in the oil pan, and it quit leaking, and either it was because we fixed it by brazing it up, or we just ran out of oil, so we're not sure which.
Sliding the engine in, we're going to bolt the drive shaft into the yoke, and that will give us a position on the engine.
Watch out, I'm going to start to roll it in, okay?
Okay.
And now that they've got those joints aligned, it's time for the Big Shots to shove their engine into place.
Coming down.
Okay, whoa.
But now that it's welded in position, Joe reveals some secret concerns.
I was a little worried about the state of the engine earlier today. I was a little overzealous and didn't wait for help and dragged that engine in here and accumulated some damage on that. So if things don't go well with the engine, since we haven't fired it up yet, if it doesn't work, that's gonna fall on me.
I'm just gonna say our two teams are in a lot of trouble.
Yes, they are. The high flyers, they don't have the tracks on yet, and they seem to be missing a blade.
That's not very promising, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
Big Shots.
The Big Shots, they got their motor mounted.
Are they going to have to be constantly pouring oil in that thing? Because they ripped that huge hole.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got that fixed. I asked them. They said more oil, so maybe it's a constant oil drip. That way they never have to change it.
So, where's the money? Do you go with the high flyers who have a ton of things to do, or the Big Shots who have very few things to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with the Big Shots. The high flyers they're too far behind.
Times are so tough for the high flyers, the governor has resorted to hot wiring their Winnebago.
Misspent youth. No, I learned this in shop class, by the way.
Oh! Feel to it. You can let go.
That goes. Here's the key.
Drinks for the house.
Here's the key.
All right, teams, it's crunch time. Yes, 1 hour remaining. This is it, the golden hour. Let's crank it up.
Here's the deal, okay? We got an hour. We can get that, we'll weld this, we get the track on, we know the motor runs. Yeah. And we weld on the plow and we're there.
And that's it?
Almost got it in the face.
Okay, put your nuts on there.
One track in.
This is the first time I've ever put one of these on.
How's that fit?
It's pretty good.
Joe's got a handle on the steering and the clutch. He's just not holding on tight enough.
Yeah. Good catch, Ivan.
How much? An inch?
So you worked for John Deere, right?
Right.
How many years did you work for John Deere?
32 years.
And of course, their slogan.
Nothing runs like a deer.
My fear is that this is going to run like a deer in headlights. All right, teams, finish that final weld, hammer in that last nail. You've got 10 minutes remaining. That's 10 minutes.
With only minutes to go, the big shots are about to find out if Joe's mishandling of their motor was a fatal mistake.
It's Joe's moment of truth.
Can you hold the choke open so it doesn't flood?
She's got a throaty voice, but it's music to Joe's ears.
Hey, Joe, how do you feel now?
That is the greatest sound in the world right now.
Am I mistaken, or did I hear the purring of an engine?
Much to his relief.
Yes, much to my relief. None of the problems I induced on it this morning.
But isn't it great when you get to go from scapegoat to hero?
The change from 0 to hero is much better than 0 to 0.
Guys, they're almost done. What do you think?
Ugly. Very ugly.
Beautiful. They're beautiful.
I'm amazed they pulled it together. They started working there fast at the end and really brought it together.
And sadly, they're out of time. Time for the countdown. All right, teams, here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tools down, teams. Tools down and give yourselves a round of applause. Get some rest tomorrow. We hit the ground a-running. And Ed will be kissing babies and shaking hands.
You know, there were moments when we weren't sure that we were going to get done. We had trouble finding all the parts we needed. We had to fabricate some that we just couldn't find. It all kind of came together, so we got it. We made it.
It went, I thought, very well at first. They sent me out in the yard 28 times. Then I hit a flat spot where I spent a lot of time out there and wasn't very productive. That was frustrating.
It was a little disappointing there for a while because Joe decided to take the motor for a run through the junkyard, and we were about to leave him in the junkyard, but he made up for it. We got the motor running. We got the cow catcher going. I'm just very happy. It's had a great time.
So, will the High Flyers force their way through with their Winnebago-turned half-track and its half-pipe front plow?
Or will the big shots barrel through backwards in their monster-motored over-the-shoulder car dozer?
The Road Rage Runoff is next.
Welcome back to Junkyard Wars, where our two teams have created their crazy car dozers. Now it's time to test their pushing power.
The teams will race side by side down this stretch of cluttered highway, moving the crashed cars out of their way as they go. There'll be 3 heats. The team with the combined fastest time wins.
As usual, we've allowed the teams an hour to make last-minute adjustments to their mighty machines.
Your pry bar's right in front of my nut.
All right. I got to get it out of my stroke.
Push on it, now pull. That's how I normally use a screwdriver.
You can see,
Okay, High Flyers, how's it going?
Fine, going great.
All right, team, how do you feel about your machine? Is she ready? What are the last things you're working on?
We got to put a bunch of weight on the back here so we can plow through those cars.
There must be a couple of things that you're not 100% on, and
want
that's
to
what I need to
expose
know.
those?
Good governor knows what needs to be worked on.
That's
right. Okay,
and
so
a
tell
good
me.
governor doesn't tell his opponent either.
We're worried about the wheels slipping inside the track.
That's my biggest fear, the transmission hanging in there. It's old. I mean, it was in the junkyard, you know. It wasn't out driving around. So.
Oh, I bet somebody's still making payments on it.
Well, guys, have fun out there. Be safe, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
It's big. It's nasty. The Big Shots machine, guys. Is she ready? What do you need to tinker on?
I think I feel pretty good about everything except like the 50 little details that I'm worried about something breaking, something this, something that. Yeah. Other than that, I feel good.
We blew a brake line this morning, so yeah.
No.
We have no front brakes, no rear brakes.
One disadvantage we may have is that we have to drive it backwards.
Guys, I really think we should have gone with the bench seat. If we had the bench seat, get the arm out there, looking over the
I
shoulder.
could have slid in.
Yeah.
All right, get to it. Good luck out there.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Russ, here we are, right in the thick of it, right in the middle of where all the action's going to be taking place. Let's take a look at the two machines.
The High Flyers, they must have ate their Wheaties this morning because they got a lot done. They did some work on their plow blade to protect their radiator in case a car got up on top of there. The only thing I'm worried about is they're planning on adding a significant amount of weight to the back end, about 2,000 pounds. I think that's going to slow them down. I don't know if they're going to have enough horsepower to push through.
Okay, what about the big shots? They've got a nasty looking machine. That thing is just a big old brute.
They did add some protective piping to their ram to protect their tires in case a car slides up. And my money's on the big shots. I think they're going to have a real good chance at doing it.
The course is crammed with strategically placed trash cars, each weighing anywhere from 1 to 2.5 tons. Because they'll be racing side by side, they can push cars into each other's lane and try to build up the other team's blockage. But they aren't allowed to cross the yellow boundary lines on either side of the course. Any infringement will mean a 10-second penalty added to their time.
The teams must use a different driver for each race, and it's time for their first road warrior to strap in and hold on tight. It's Big Shot Joe versus High Flyer Bob. All right, Russ, are we ready to roll?
We're ready.
Okay. Karen, this is Tyler. We've got the okay from the judge. Let's do some dozing.
Right on, Tyler. Gentlemen, you can start your engines.
Machines start strong, and it looks like the big shots are taking an early lead.
But look at the big shots. They're pounding those cars. It looks great. It's all power from the big shots.
But look out. Here come the High Flyers.
It might be too little too late as the yellow team approaches the finish line driving backwards without any brakes. Here they come. Let's get out of the way. No, I dropped a pencil. That's why I went over there. Oh, man. Wasn't that awesome? I smoked, Daddy. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, man. You know, you might want to put some brakes on these.
You know, that was something we thought we wouldn't need.
It was a lot faster than I think anybody expected it was going to be.
I didn't expect it to be that fast either. The cars just moved right out of the way.
We need more power out of that Dodge, don't we?
Oh, man. It looks like he hung up right there.
So, Rolf, you're driving next, and after you've seen this first run, what are you going to do differently?
I think getting off the line as quick as you can is a big part of the key here.
So, Russ, a very wicked first run.
Oh, that was awesome. The big shot, their time was 23 seconds, and the High Flyers were 28 seconds. But they wiped out our finish line and got an out-of-bounds penalty at 10 seconds.
Well, I saw that, but I didn't think they went out of bounds.
Yeah, they went out of bounds, so that's 33 seconds for the big shots.
Okay, well, let's let Karen know.
Karen, we've got the results of round number 1. The big shots incur a 10-second
So the High Flyers win the first race.
You gotta stay between the lines, guys.
So the High Flyers are in the lead by only 5 seconds, but it's cumulative time that counts, and there's still 2 runs left, so it's not over yet. Some nice modifications to the course.
Yeah, they added some vehicles to toughen it up a bit for them.
It's time for heat number 2. Loading up next is Big Shot's expert Tim and High Flyer's wise guy, Rolf.
Russ, I suddenly have an enormous appetite for destruction.
Yeah, let's get it on, round 2.
Let's do it. Tyler to Karen.
Let's break some glass.
Right on. Gentlemen, you may start your engines. Ready? Set? Go!
There they go! Whoa, Nelly!
Rolf rushes ahead to get the jump on Tim.
Both teams are caught in the clutter. And it looks like Tim is taking aim at Rolf. Looks like we got a bit of a jam.
Oh, they're jammed up.
Some rapid repositioning, and both teams are back in business.
Here come the High Flyers.
High Flyers are powering through there. Push hard now, push hard. This is like giving birth. Push hard.
Uh-oh, I think something broke.
second. Could it be that both teams have a Dozer dilemma?
I think it lost an engine.
What's that sound?
Is he stuck?
Get it started. Come on.
It's dead.
Or their transmission could be shot.
Okay, well, I'll let Karen know. Tyler to Karen.
Karen, I got an update for you. Looks like the High Flyers transmission is completely shot. The motor's running, but there's no movement whatsoever.
I just want to get an update on the big shots here.
It looks like our motor might be dead. He can't start it right now. Come on.
You were doing so well, and all of a sudden you just kind of stopped.
Went from great excitement to deep disappointment pretty quick there. I can't make it shift.
So it's a transmission problem.
It's a transmission problem, hopefully just in the linkage, but it's not shifting.
Now, if it's just the linkage, that's fixable, or?
I would think so.
If it's not the linkage?
Well, we have great fixers there.
I was trying to go around, and on the last time trying to start it there, I think the starter broke right off.
It's weird. You guys both just died. It seemed at the same time.
Yeah, that's racing.
Can the race continue?
Tyler to Karen, according to our judge, we're just going to call this one dead in the water. We're going to let both of our teams go back, do some repairs, and let it all hang out in run number 3.
Motors.
Well, you're throwing a little smoke there.
Yeah.
Engine is rotated.
Yeah.
And it looks like the right-hand engine mount is completely sheared off.
We can live to run again.
So it was a little bit of a disappointment here in the second round as neither team was able to complete the run. However, we're going to give them a little bit of time and see if they can get their machines up and running. Who will hit and run their way to the next round, the big shots or the high flyers? Keep watching.
Welcome back to Junkyard Wars, where our two teams and their machines are being pushed to the max. We're 2 runs in, it's still anybody's race, and we're resetting the course for the third and final run. The question is, are we even going to have that run because neither team can get their machine to start?
I thought the starter broke or something.
A few moments ago, during the second of 3 heats, both teams broke down at exactly the same time. And so far, the High Flyers have a 5-second lead overall.
You guys want some help pushing it back? You want to fix it out here, or do you want it?
Oh, that rolls pretty nice.
Even in the heat of battle, enemies can become allies.
Thanks for the help, Jay.
You're welcome.
All right,
Pleasure.
Both teams are back at the starting line, but can they fix their engines and live to race again?
Well, you notice here we got a little bit of water in the exhaust.
Yeah.
And that.
Piston slap and the spark plug on.
Yeah. We can get it started. If we're only running on 5 cylinders or 6 cylinders, then we'll give it a try.
Yeah, great. Right on. I like to hear it. Positive attitude.
Okay, thanks.
We're not done yet.
The High Flyers aren't done either. They're trying to reattach their engine.
Here. We'll have to get plastic.
there you
I
go.
see it.
Raise her up just a little bit now. Well, back
There,
no.
there, right there. Now it's straight, isn't it?
Yep, it's clearing here.
Okay, I'm very disappointed in all the mess. We lost our ashtray.
Okay, let's go. Let's see if it runs.
We ready?
Yeah, fire up.
It starts!
The High Flyers are up and running, but can the big shots bring their creation back to life?
Right now.
Okay, you ready, guys?
That's
Clear. Works. It's got a bad miss in it, but it works. Way to go.
Make a race out of it.
All right.
Nice teamwork.
Our judge likes what he sees. Russ, where do we stand right now? The sun is hanging low in the sky. We wasted a lot of time. Where are we?
Yeah, both teams had pretty serious breakages during the last round. The High Flyers actually spun their whole motor and transmission assembly inside their vehicle. And the big shots, they lost a couple cylinders, but I heard them fire it up, so they're up and running again.
It sounded good.
It sounded
really
good.
High Flyers, 28 seconds. Big shots, 33 seconds.
Yeah.
Cumulative time wins, so there's still, it's anyone's game.
Anyone's ball game.
You ready to race?
Yeah, I'm ready to race. Let's go.
Karen, I'm getting the okay from the judge. The track is clear. Let's do some damage.
All right, Tyler. Gentlemen, you heard him. Let's get these engines started.
It's Big Shot Tom against ex-Governor Ed. And they're off.
Governor Ed is gaining ground for the blue team, and the yellow team's Tom is shuffling for position. Whoa, Tom is on a collision course.
The yellow team's bump from behind may have given Blue Boss Ed a boost in the right direction, but Tom is definitely heading off course. He's driving backwards and out of control!
And
seriously out of bounds.
Hey, whoa, hey, hey, it's okay. Tom's road rage has cleared the path, and the High Flyers are home free. So, give me the deal. Who wins?
Well, the big shots, they went out of bounds just like the first round.
Right.
Because of the time penalty, it just killed the big shots.
All right, so it's time to let them know.
Yeah.
Tyler to
Karen, are you ready for some results?
Yes, we are, Tyler. Give us the news.
After 3 heats, the High Flyers' total time is 81 seconds. And the Big Shots' total time is 79 seconds.
Congratulations!
But the Big Shots went out of bounds again.
incurred some time penalties, so
the actual cumulative time winner is the boys in blue, the
So there you have it. After a bang-up knockdown battle, the High Flyers soar ahead to victory.
Okay, well, listen up. The Dozilla may not have been a beautiful machine. She was ugly. She was ugly. But it was a beautiful race. You guys did a heck of a job. So nicely done.
Thank you.
Right here on the Junkyard Wars.
And it's probably the closest race this governor has ever been in. But Ed and the High Flyers are going through to the Junkyard Wars semifinals.
Yeah.